It's time now for a look latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County Commissioners are set to meet this evening at 6 p.m. in Courtroom C. It'll mark the final meeting of longtime Commissioners Mike Roberts and Chairman Herschel Hires, as both decided to not seek re-election. Their terms come to a close at the end of this month, as newly elected Commissioners Tim Hopkins and Mike Order will begin serving in January, along with newly elected Jamie Hickox, who replaces Kathy Keith on the board. Only two commissioners return. There are James Booth Thomas, who won his re-election bid, and Kevin McCrary, who ran unopposed. On the agenda this evening, under new business, consider to approve the 2023 LMIG list, consider to approve engineering services agreement for new industrial entrance road, consider to approve engineering services agreement for Sunset Boulevard Improvement Project, consider to approve industrial development authority agreement, and consider to approve amending the 2022 budget. There are a bunch of board appointments on the agenda, along with items with the county administrator, items with commissioners. There is an executive session on the agenda, and under executive session states litigation. Again, all that taking place today at 6 p.m. Have a full report for you tomorrow here on the local news. City Commissioners of Jesup set to meet tomorrow night at City Hall at 7 p.m. Under old business, discussion of board appointments, also approval of the redistricting resolution, and an update on dilapidated houses. Under new business, a lot of public hearings on rezoning. Public hearing to rezone 261 North Wayne Street from C3 to PR. Public hearing to rezone 635 East Cherry Street from R2 to PR. Public hearing to rezone 225 and 242 North First Street from C1 to C3. And public hearing to rezone 175 Peachtree Street from R1 to PR. All that on the agenda for tomorrow night. All the discussion of the Georgia DOT contract for manholes, discussion of permission to bid mini excavator, permission to purchase a boom truck, and also an executive session to discuss personnel, items with the city manager, items with commissioners, items with the mayor, all that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the polls open tomorrow at 7 a.m., remain open until 7 p.m. here in Wayne County and statewide in this U.S. Senate race between incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker. Early voting ended this past Friday. Here in Wayne County, another 976 people voted this past Friday. The early vote count in Wayne County is at 4,375. Herschel Walker's campaign continues. He campaigned Saturday with Georgia fans outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium before Georgia's SEC title game. Warnock spent the day campaigning in Augusta and Gainesville. More than 1.8 million votes have been cast already statewide in the early voting process. It shattered the early voting records for a midterm election. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger said Sunday that 26% of active voters have already voted in the state of Georgia. All pollsters report that this is still a very close race. It'll all be decided Tuesday night when the votes start rolling in. Again, one more day of voting. Again, that takes place tomorrow between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. On Wednesday morning, defendant Shayla Britton and her attorney Jonathan Lockwood will be in court in front of Superior Court Judge Roger Lane, hoping the judge will reconsider her sentence. And she's currently serving 20 years, served 12 in prison for a guilty plea in her role in the death of 17-year-old Lester Dennison. Britton came from prison and testified for the state in their case against three other defendants a couple weeks ago in Wayne County. All were found not guilty in the murder case held 2 weeks ago in Wayne County Superior Court. Defendants Tyler Wooten, Christopher McCormick, and Arian Maxwell all acquitted of the charges, while Britton had accepted the plea agreement with the state, and for her guilty plea received a 20-year sentence, with the first 12 to be served in prison. Shayla Britton testified in court that she sold the Xanax pills to Lester Dennison, who handed her two $20 fake bills, but she didn't know they were fake until she took them back to Brunswick to McCormick and Maxwell. She testified she did not know that anyone that fateful night had guns, and that she left Fender Road that night not knowing that anyone had been shot or killed. She testified that she never had a gun, never fired a gun, and was testifying in order to get justice for her friend Lester Dennison, who was shot and killed that night on Fender Road back on December 15th, year 2020. Once again, she's the only person in jail serving time for that shooting death. She's hoping for a lighter sentence for her cooperation and testimony a few weeks ago in court, and the decision will be made by Judge Roger Lane, who oversaw the trial, heard her testimony in court. Again, the hearing is set for this Wednesday morning, December 7th in Wayne County Superior Court. The BIFO-FM will have a full report once the judge makes his ruling. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news, another successful Chamber of Commerce Christmas parade held this past Saturday in downtown Jesup. Another tremendous crowd on hand. Here are the winning entries from the parade Saturday night. The Mrs. Claus Award for Best Use of Theme, which was the theme of this year's parade was Old Fashioned Christmas, went to Neesmith Chevrolet of Jesup. The Rudolph Award was the best use of lights, went to Williamson Gun Traders and Indoor Range. The Elf Award for Most Creative Original went to Interstate Credit Union. The Frosty Award for Most Entertaining went to the Wayne County School System Migrant Program. And the Santa Award for Best Overall went to Coastal's Gone Crazy. Again, our congrats to the winning prizes. Can be picked up at the Chamber office, putting in another successful Chamber of Commerce Christmas parade held this past Saturday in downtown Jesup. Waymore Hospital employees are donating 431 toys and $1,500 to the Wayne County Toy Drive. In lieu of buying Christmas gifts for their physicians, Waymore Hospital donated the $1,500 to the Wayne County Toy Drive. Employees also added to the gift by donating 431 new unwrapped toys. Again, CEO Joe Roddy says there are so many wonderful aspects of the Wayne County Toy Drive. Volunteers work year-round behind the scenes to help hundreds of kids in our community, and all these dollars and toys stay in our area as they go only to Wayne County children. Next Thursday, a week from Thursday, the City of Scriven has their big event entitled Christmas in the Park. The date, once again, Thursday, December 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. Activities include the bounce houses, hot chocolate, s'mores, marshmallows, popcorn, 42,000 pounds of real snow, lighting of the tree at dark. Free admission. They ask that kids 12 and under be accompanied by an adult. Location will be at the Grace Community Center Park, 501 Bill Royal Street. Once again, the date, Thursday, December 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. in Scriven, Georgia. That'll do it for the latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.